Now, every Enneagram type has what's known as a wing, and it's the concept that our personalities are interconnected, so we share traits with the types directly to the left or to the right of our primary Enneagram type. So 8s are in between type 9 peacemakers and type 7 enthusiasts. Therefore, you can be an 8-wing 9 or an 8-wing 7. Many people think their wing is the second highest type they got on an Enneagram test and say things like, I'm an 8-wing 3, and I'm just like, nope, you're not, but honest mistake though. Anyway, let's start out by describing the traits of the 8 with a 7 wing, also known as the Maverick. Cue Top Gun theme song. Oh, copyright? Can't do that? Okay, right. I would also call this type the serial entrepreneur, just based on my years working with startups. Right away, the first thing you'll notice about this subtype is their aggression. They are assertive and engaging and highly controlling in every situation. There is no taking a back seat here unless it's a very strategic play to advance their position in the long run. This is probably the most extroverted and independent of all Enneagram types. They're also hopelessly themselves all the time. There's no off switch for their intensity. They're the same at work as they are at home, as they are at a little league game, as they are at the gym, as they are at a nail salon. It doesn't matter. They are getting what they came for, and that's the W. This intense charisma and belief in chasing the greatest possibilities life has to offer them makes them easily attract followers. The positivity of the 7 can make 8s super inspiring, even if they're totally full of shit. The mix of the 8's desire for power and the 7's desire for experiences makes this subtype move fast and hard towards their goals, and they will steamroll anything or anyone that stands in their way. When unhealthy, they are the stereotypical bully, and they justify their actions by claiming that they're just a straight shooter and they just tell it like it is. Their dysfunction has allowed them to start seeing themselves as above the standard rules that lesser individuals are subject to. Their stress level, enhanced by the natural anxiety of the 7, can make them easily feel betrayed and react harshly against anyone that dares push against them even in the slightest way. However, when this type is healthy, they mix their practical concerns for the well-being of others with their limitless supply of energy to leave a truly inspiring mark on society, or just sell some shit on Shark Tank. Okay, now let's shift to the 8 with a 9 wing, which is also called the bear. As I've said in other episodes, there's usually one wing that feels like the opposite personality type and one wing that feels like a complementary personality type. Well, when it comes to type 8 challengers, you certainly have an opposing force when it comes to a type 9 peacemaker. 8s are naturally assertive types, while 9s are naturally withdrawn types. More on that when I get to the triads. The bear is a classic, strong, silent type. They know how to get their way, but they do it from a far more reserved, observational way that is so subtly imposing at times that you don't even know what's happening. They're the ones sitting in the back of the room, reading everyone's body language and waiting to speak up until they've had a chance to analyze everyone first. The differences between 8s with a 9 wing and 8s with a 7 wing are truly unmistakable. From the overall intensity of their general demeanor to the 8-wing 9's total disinterest in having a prominent career. Bears are far more concerned about having a small, unique sphere of influence, like a family or a classroom or a military unit. The 9's desire for harmony makes this subtype more particular about disturbances to their sacred sphere of control, if you will. So they're incredibly choosy about who they let inside their circle of trust. The 9 wing also makes this subtype more quietly stubborn versus outwardly combative. However, when they're unhealthy, 8s with a 9 wing are prone to some seemingly random explosions of anger because both 8s and 9s are in the gut triad, and all gut types suffer from rage. Again, more on that in the triad section. 8s with a 9 wing are also far less prone to anxiety than 8s with a 7 wing, and it's pretty hard to overwhelm this type with the scale or scope of a challenge. Again, that's mostly because they're incredibly stubborn and their self-assurance is through the roof because of the 9's ability to block out negative emotions. At their best though, 8-wing 9s are supportive, warm, steadfast, and almost like the wise grandparent you wish you had growing up. All right, those are the type 8 wings. Now let's dive into the movements of integration and disintegration.